South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun. We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. He died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
Big-time, nighttime pools are always at Los Alamitos, with early Pick 4 pools of more than $175,000 on most nights, and a late Pick 4 pool of more than $150,000 on most nights. Plus, our Pick 6 pools have reached record figures in 2025, including a total pool of over $370,000 on June 15th, and record Pick 6 payouts. Big-time, nighttime pools every weekend at Los Alamitos.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. Alrighty. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program. We do come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. right here at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in the gaming capital. And, of course, the South Point Studios and the South Point Studios streaming network at YouTube. And I think keeping our fingers crossed, everything is now back into place. All the equipment and all of the stuff that we need to do to correct the problems of the last couple of days have been put in place, and let's hope they all work. All the connections work and all that good stuff. We welcome you to the show. We're back on for an hour here on YouTube and, of course, on our local radio station, Sports Talk 1400 AM, 107.1 FM, and all of our websites, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas, .world, .global. Your iPhone and your Android and your Google phone, of course, you can get the apps. The KSHP app lets you listen through the radio station. The YouTube app, of course, you can see and hear us as well on that app and anywhere you get your podcasting. Simply put, however, wherever, and whenever. Welcome to the Sunday Race Day radio program and TV program and simulcast and streaming and all that other good stuff. We welcome you to the show. All right, it's a beautiful Sunday here in Las Vegas. Right now, we've got 82 degrees outside and a little bit of a breeze, which is really nice when it's this time of the morning with that 82 degrees, a little breeze out there. We're going to get up to only 103 today, so we're cooling off a little bit. Of course, the hottest spot in the nation still is Phoenix, Arizona, but even at Phoenix, they're down to only 105 topper today. Tampa Bay is going to be 92, though. Wow, that's a little hot. Miami at 90. New York, 92 today in New York. Ooh, they got a heat spell going on there in New York, and I would imagine that up at Saratoga it's going to be a little hot as well. We'll get that from Jonathan Hardoon. And has it. Our man, Jonathan Hardoon, says he's heard that there's only going to be like 5 horses in the Travers. Now, you remember that earlier we had talked about a couple of horses going to the Travers, and that was McAfee and Bracket Buster are heading towards the Travers. But Sovereignty, the Derby winner, the Belmont winner, and Sovereignty is the horse that's scaring a lot of them away to other places. For example, the big Pennsylvania Derby, not some $1 million race too. The Pennsylvania Derby is getting Gold Orient, possibly Baeza, and a Chunk of Gold. A lot of 3-year-olds are kind of making their way away from Sovereignty and journalism, as a matter of fact, and they're going for other nice 3-year-old races yet to go this year. So it looks like there'll be maybe a short field in the Travers, but that comes up on Saturday amongst a whole bunch of other great stakes races. There are 3 Breeders' Cup Winning Your In stakes races next Saturday at Saratoga. Now, that's next Saturday. The Saturday after that, on the 30th of this month, as we close out August, it'll be the Pacific Classic. That Pacific Classic, of course, is for 3-year-olds and up, which means that possibly some of the top 3-year-olds, like Journalism, may finally take on the older class, the older handicap horses, for the first time this year in that Pacific Classic. So we got 2 great big weekends yet to come on our summertime spa to the beach time of year. Okay? Now, here's the deal. Journalism worked out yesterday, went 48 seconds flat for his workout. Nysos, who's expected to go in the Pacific Classic. Of course, Nysos is now a 4-year-old, but Nysos is working for the Pacific Classic. He went 7 furlongs in 1 minute, 24 and 6100 seconds, getting ready for the Pacific Classic. And Sovereignty had his final good blowout for next Saturday's Travers. Sovereignty went 5/8 and an easy 101.82. All right, those are the workouts leading up to big stakes races coming up by the end of the month. By the way, Torpedo Anna, who will be running on Saturday, expected to go in the Personal Ensign, which is one of the big races on Saturday, along with the Travers. Torpedo Anna worked 5/8 in a minute and 92/100 seconds, galloped out 6 furlongs in 1 minute, 14 and 33/100 seconds. And that was, by the way, with jockey Luis Rivera Jr. Now, remember, Luis Rivera Jr. was involved in that nasty spell on Friday on the turf course at Saratoga. And though he said he was a little bit sore, he showed up and worked out Torpedo Anna for that workout. So they're all getting ready and set for the big weekend that is going to be Saturday and Sunday of next week, okay? And then on Friday, the 22nd, Skippy Longstockings has been entered in the Charlestown Classic. That's a big race for big bucks, too. And you remember that Skippy Longstocking won that race last year. So he's going in that race. So we got a lot of big stakes races happening as we preview looking ahead to next week. Of course, we still have some business to take care of on this weekend, that's for sure. Taking a look at what happened yesterday, big races yesterday, by the way. A couple of nice stakes races at Saratoga yesterday. The Sycamore Stakes for 2-year-olds on the Mellon Turf Course, won by Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky wins that race for Junior Alvarado. That was Alvarado's second win of the day, by the way, for Dale Romans, paying $9.40, outrunning a horse called Monster and Spirit of New York, who finished third. In the big race of the day, the Alabama, which is the female version of the Travers Stakes, is for 3-year-old fillies. It's the big race of the year at Saratoga for the 3-year-old fillies at the classic American distance of 1.25 miles on the main track. This may be the only time that the 3-year-old fillies will run 1.25 miles on the main track. And I would have to say that they probably want to not show up and try to go against the winner of the Alabama yesterday anyway. The winner of the Alabama was Nitrogen. Nitrogen wins with ease for Jose Ortiz riding for Mark Casse, paying $6.10. La Cara, who they expected to take the lead and did take the lead, walked through the first half mile of this 1.25 mile race, timed in 49 and 7/100 seconds. And she still couldn't hang on, or she couldn't even hit the board yesterday. I guess that tells us that she probably has distance limitations, and it ain't 1.25 miles, because La Cara got an easy lead, but packed it in just about the time Nitrogen was rolling by her. Nitrogen wins the race with panache. Finishing second was Good Cheer. Good Cheer tried. Top of the stretch, Good Cheer was coming at Nitrogen, just couldn't get by her, just couldn't even close the gap more than a length. And so a Good Cheer and a solid second in the race, and Margie's Intention swept up to finish third in the race. Nitrogen, a big winner in the Alabama. By the way, Brad Cox finished second and third with his 2 entrants, Good Cheer and Margie's Intention, but Mark Casse got the brass ring with Nitrogen. And then other races yesterday, Luis Saez had a big day. He won 4 races. He won the first race at $10 even, and then came back in the, I believe it was the 6th race for Mike Trombetta, paying $17.20. He came back in the 7th race on a 2-year-old maiden, It's Our Time. We'll talk about that in just a moment, paying $12 even for Tom Amos. And then he finished off the day in the 11th race for Todd Pletcher, paying $5.90. By the way, trainer Carlos David won the first 2 races. He won the early double with the first race with Luis Saez at $10 and the second race with Junior Alvarado at $5.60. Alvarado also had multiple wins yesterday. He won his second race in the 9th race aboard the winner, Bobrovsky, there for Dale Romans. But getting back to the 2-year-old maiden race, the 7th race yesterday at Saratoga was Luis Saez's 3rd win of the day. The horse's name, It's Our Time. Remember that name, It's Our Time. This horse ran off the screen and won by over 17 lengths. Just absolutely destroyed a nice field of 2-year-old maidens, by the way. And we're going to ask Jonathan Hardoon how he stacks up against the 2-year-olds he's already saw at Saratoga. But a very impressive runaway win by It's Our Time for Tom Amos in the 7th race yesterday at Saratoga. Pick 6 there yesterday, paid $20,239 at Saratoga yesterday. And most impressive wins, I think, of the day were by Nitrogen and It's Our Time. All right, Del Mar yesterday, first race winner. Jerry Jackwitz came with a winner for us in Discrepancy. Kazuchi Kimura aboard, paying $7.80 for trainer Jerry Hollendorfer. So thanks a lot, Jerry, for that winner. The second race, Umberto Rispoli got his first win of the day for Mark Glatt, paying $4.80. in that race. By the way, Mr. Barrios he lost. He fell off a horse coming out of the gate, but he was okay. Hector Barrios was okay in the race, but he did come off at the start in the second race aboard his mount in the race, Van Cougar. But the winner there was Bad Uncle Barry for riskfully paying $4.80. Bob Baffert strikes again with a 2-year-old again. This guy's got a massive amount of 2-year-olds. Yesterday had 2 2-year-olds running in a maiden race at 5.5 furlongs in the third race, and they ran first and second. Winner, Litmus Test, Juan Hernandez aboard, 4:20. Falcon Jet was second. Baffert 1-2 in that 2-year-old race for maidens. He's got 2 more maidens going today. The guy is stacked with maiden horses, I can tell you that right now. And he's loaded for bear. He has 24 2-year-olds stabled right now in Southern California. They total a purchase price of $18 million. That was the total of the purchase price of the 24, $18 million. He is actually loaded for bear with expensive, well-bred 2-year-olds. Happened yesterday at Del Mar as well. We'll talk a little bit about that later on as well. The other maiden race for 2-year-olds for fillies at a mile on the turf, that was won by Phil D'Amato's Yours Sincerely. By the way, that was a ship-in winner, too, by the way. Ricky Gonzalez aboard at 18:20. This 2-year-old came from last to first to win that turf race. Umberto Rispoli got his second win of the day in the 6th race for Phil D'Amato, Phil D'Amato got his second win of the day as well with the White Lady paying $7.80. Hector Barrios bounced back to the winner's circle for John Sadler in the 7th race for another 2-year-old, a maiden there. Can't help myself. A big 2-year-old maiden winner for John Sadler yesterday in the 7th race paying $5.80. And then the main event, of course, was the Del Mar Oaks for 3-year-old fillies. It all came down on the tote board between Lush Lips, an invader from the East Coast, and the local horse Thought Process. Well, these two battled each other through the stretch, but a horse that came up the rail on an absolute beautiful ride by Ricky Gonzalez and nailed them both in a big upset from the rail was Velocity. Huge upset in the Del Mar Oaks. Ricky Gonzalez aboard for Mike McCarthy. She paid $72 for the $2 win bet, outrunning Lush Lips, who finished second, and Thoughtful Process, who finished third. And then Rispoli got his third win of the day in the 9th race for George Papapadromo, paying $11.60. All in all, pick 6 at Del Mar yesterday paid $25,613.90. Big racing day at Woodbine. All right, big racing day at Woodbine. Here's the stakes race results. They Catch a Glimpse, won by Corsia Veloce for Fraser Abley, paying $24.90. Trainer Josie Carroll there, outrunning Sweet Fusion. And the 4-5 favorite in the race, ridden by Flavian Pratt, who finished third, Dinah. In the E.P. Taylor, a Breeders' Cup win-in-your-rin race, for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up at a 1.25 miles on the turf. The winner there was She Feels Pretty again. Boy, she is so tough. She Feels Pretty. John Velasquez's second win of the day at Woodbine for trainer Sherry DeVoe, paid $2.90 as the big prohibitive favorite. She is owned by the Lale Stables. If you remember those silks were covered successfully by Barbaro in the old days. This filly has a lifetime of 12 starts, 8 wins, 2 seconds, and 2/3. She's never been off the board, and she's 2 for 2 at Woodbine. She Feels Pretty wins the E.P. Taylor. She's in the Breeders' Cup. The Bold Venture was won by Simcoe, going wire to wire for Rafael Hernandez, paying $13.10. The King's Plate, the 166th running of the King's Plate, which is the first race in the Canadian Triple Crown, was won by Mancetti. Mancetti went wire to wire in the 1.25 mile race under Pedro Moran for Kevin Attard and paid $38.70. Wire to wire. Never caught him. Tom's Magic was second. Notorious Gangster was third in the King's Plate. The King Edward was the 10th race on the card. Gas Me Up wins. Flavian Pratt aboard for Kevin Attard. Attard winning back-to-back stakes races, paying $740 there, outrunning Wyoming Bill and Twin City. And in the Soaring Free Stakes for 2-year-olds on the turf, the winner there was 2 Out Hero. Rafael Hernandez aboard, paying $4.40 for Kevin Attard's third consecutive win yesterday. This trainer won 3 stakes races in a row, starting off with the King's Plate, a big day for Kevin Attard at Woodbine yesterday. And finally at Monmouth Park, the Island Stakes was won by Surface to Air, Samuel Martin, $9 even there. And that's the way it went yesterday. But we got a lot to cover today. We got Jonathan Hardoon back with us, John Lendo, of course, Jerry Jackowitz, Rich Eng, and your racing menu. So don't go away. We'll be right back on our Sunday show as the horses continue to work out in the mornings around the country. We'll be back on your Sunday and start chatting away on the chat box as well.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
Big-time, nighttime pools are always at Los Alamitos, with early Pick 4 pools of more than $175,000 on most nights, and a late Pick 4 pool of more than $150,000 on most nights. Plus, our Pick 6 pools have reached record figures in 2025, including a total pool of over $370,000 on June 15th, and record Pick 6 payouts. Big-time, nighttime pools every weekend at Los Alamitos.
All righty, back on the Race Day Las Vegas radio program. Time to go out and get us your racing menu for today. Reminding you, first post times are Pacific. So if you're here going to the book here at the South Point, these would be the first post times that roll out in the book today. If you're anywhere in the Pacific time zone, same thing. These are your post times. Everybody else will have to adjust from wherever time zone you're in to the Pacific time zone. Get it right so you don't miss anything. Like I miss mom and dad, okay? Tweak it out so you get it right. Okay, here we go. We begin with Ellis Park. Ellis Park has 9 races today. Their first post time is 9:50, and they got a huge Pick 6 jackpot carryover today at Ellis Park. $140,729 in their Pick 6 jackpot carryover today at Ellis Park, and a first post time of 9:50. Then we go to Gulfstream Park. Gulfstream Park has a Pick 6 jackpot carryover as well. Their rainbow jackpot carryover stands at $66,643. They have 10 races and a first post time of 9:50. Monmouth Park has 9 races. The feature race today is the Sorority for 2-year-old fillies at a mile. That's the 5th race on the card. 6 in the field. 9-5 favorite Fond of You. Second choice Dazzling Dame is 2-1. That's the 5th on the card. Monmouth Park first post time at Monmouth Park today is set at 9:50 for their 9-race card. Saratoga has 10 races today. Their first post time is at 10:10. They say it's partly sunny, 71 degrees. The track is fast. And both turf courses are also labeled fast. The Mellon Turf Course will host races 3 and 8. The Inner Turf Course will provide races 1, 6, and 9. And a first post time at Saratoga today is set at 10:10. Feature race of the day is the Bolton Landing. That's the 8th race on the card at 5.5 furlongs on the Mellon Turf Course. 8 go to the post before scratches. 8-5 favorite there is Snowface. Make that Cy-Fair. Cy-Fair is the 8-5 favorite in that one. First post time for the 10 races, Saratoga, is at 10:10. Woodbine has 9 races today. Woodbine's first post time is at 10:05. So we've got that a little bit out of line there. 10:05 is Woodbine, a little bit earlier than Saratoga. The feature race is the Vice Regent, 7th race on the card, $150,000 at 5 furlongs on the turf for 3-year-olds and up. 8-5 favorite there is Outlaw Kid. First post time at Woodbine, 9 races, 10:05, and of course Saratoga is also again at 10:10. Canterbury Park has 7 races. Their first post time is at 11:10. 11:10 at Canterbury Park. Hawthorne Racecourse has a Super High 5 carryover, $1,779, $1,779 there at Hawthorne for their Super High 5 carryover. 8 races, first post time 12:40. Then we have Emerald Downs. Big day of Emerald Downs. They got 6 stakes races today at Emerald Downs, mostly Washington Thoroughbred Breeders races. The Lassie for 2-year-old fillies will be the 6th. The Lads for the 2-year-old colts and geldings will be the 7th. The Emerald Distaff will be the 8th. But the big race on the card is the Long Acres Mile, a very traditional and a race with a long history. This is at a mile for 3-year-olds and up. It's the 9th race on the card. 10 go to the post in this one. The 9-5 favorite there is Slew's Tiz Whiz. Long Acres Mile, the 9th race on the card. And then you have the Muckleshoot Derby and the Washington Oaks as well. First post time at Emerald Downs with a pick 6 jackpot carryover, $6,038. And a pick 5, a regular pick 5 carryover as well today at Emerald Downs of $6,093. First post time is 150 at Emerald. Del Mar, where the turf meets the surf. First price post time at Del Mar is 2 o'clock this afternoon, 9 races. The feature race today is the Solano Beach at a mile on the turf for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. A field of 11 in the race. Number 1, Miss Fancy, may be scratched in that race, but right now there's 11 going. And the 5-2 favorite there is Grand Slam Smile with William Anton Georgi aboard there. That's the Solana Beach, the 7th on the card. 9 races today at Del Mar with the first post time of 2 o'clock. Prairie Meadows has 12 races. The first 4 races will be quarter horse races. 3 of those will be stakes races. And then you'll have 8 thoroughbred races at Prairie Meadows. Their pick 5 jackpot carryover is $6,192. First post time is 2 p.m. as well at Prairie Meadows. And then we wrap it up with Los Alamitos in Southern California. They've got 9 races at Los Al and a first post time of 6:45, 2 thoroughbred races, 4 mixed breed races, 3 quarter horse races, of which 1 is a stakes race. That'll be the last race on the card. And they have seeded the pick 6 pot, 10 grand. There's 10,000 sitting in the pick 6 pot already for the pick 6 tonight at Los Al. First post time 6:45. All right, let's go to Jonathan Nardoon standing by. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
I'm doing fine, my man. You got to tell me about that because you were very impressed with that 2-year-old, that race for 2-year-olds yesterday at Saratoga.
Well, that was the 7th race yesterday. Tom Amoss sent out a horse named It's Our Time, and you could not have been more impressed if you watched that race. I mean, first of all, the horse won by 17 3/4 lengths, and it was a serious field, Ralph. The horse that ran second, they paid all kinds of money for. The Whitmore Beckwith horse, and he was hyped on, tipped all over the racetrack. I think he went on 4-5 or 3-5, and they battled going into the far turn. But It's Our Time just took off and exploded, and left everybody in his wake. 17 3/4 length victory. That was the most impressive 2-year-old race, coast to coast, better than any of the Del Mar 2-year-old races as well. This is a serious horse. Hopefully he stays sound, and if he does, I think the next time you're going to see him is in the Champagne at Aqueduct.
He's not going to come back. He's not going to come back in that big 2-year-old race at Saratoga. What's it, the Hopeful, right?
Not off of that effort with no time. I mean, what is it, 2 or 3 weeks to the Hopeful? There's no way he's going to bring this horse back. This is a serious horse, bro.
A serious horse for Tom Amoss, who, by the way, just had a milestone in his career as well. We'll keep an eye on that horse. I know you will, that's for sure. But we're talking about 2-year-olds, and this is the time of the year when all those high-priced 2-year-olds, those royally bred 2-year-olds, start making their way on the racetracks and those maiden races, both at Saratoga and Del Mar. Now, Del Mar, as far as Del Mar is concerned, Bob Baffert's got that thing surrounded. I mean, there's no question.
It's a Bob Baffert show.
I mean,
it's a Bob Baffert show. You said it yourself. He had $18 million worth of 2-year-old flesh sitting in the barn. 18 million. Think about it.
Well, here so far now we know the two. I'm not even talking about the two-year-olds that ran yesterday. A couple of those ran first and second. He's got a couple of more today, but his recent Del Mar 2-year-old wins. Desert Gate wins the Best Pal Stakes. Himika wins the Sorrento in an impressive fashion. You had Bottle of Rouge, who just won last Saturday. Brant won on July 26th. You got Butane, who won big on August 3rd, and Balboa that won a week ago today. And now he's got the other two that ran yesterday, first and second. He's got two more two-year-olds today. I mean, the guy is loaded with all high-priced, royally bred two-year-olds. I mean, he could actually fill the Del Mar Futurity field with just his horses.
Yeah, he probably could. The problem is, though, Ralph, people don't want to go to California to run 2-year-olds because they know they have to come up against Baffert. That's why the 2-year-old racing on the East Coast is a lot more, I don't know, it's deeper because there you have Baffert and everyone else. But here you have a bunch of people that have really, you have Chad Brown, you have the Kentucky trainers, you have Todd Fletcher.
Chad, yeah. And now Tom Amos.
Brad Cox. Yeah, exactly. There it's Baffert and everyone else. Here it's like more spread out. And, Baffert absolutely controls Southern California 2-year-old racing. There's not, especially at Del Mar.
Well, he's got two 2-year-old fillies going in a 2-year-old filly maiden race today and the second race at Del Mar. Cherryside and Explora, I guess, they're going to be the big favorite in that race. But he'll probably run 1-2 again in that race as well. But it's just a fun time of year to watch these 2-year-olds because we know that, they're going to be, a couple of key races for 2-year-olds before the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Day, which is, by the way, the two races for all the 2-year-olds at Breeders' Cup is the Friday before.
Right?
Yeah, the Friday, and then the Saturday will be the other horses. But it's going to be, I think this is very exciting with these 2-year-olds because there's a lot of 2-year-olds. Quite a few that ran at Saratoga that won impressively before yesterday as well.
Yeah, you remember that horse II or AI from the other day that looked like Silky Sullivan?
Yeah.
I mean, that turned out not to be a fast time, and I don't know how good the field was. But yesterday's field was a serious field of young horses. A lot of supposedly really good horses in that race, and he just made mush out of them.
Well, all I could say is we're getting into that time of the year, both at Saratoga and Del Mar, where the really big races are happening. Next Saturday, Saratoga is going to have, obviously, the Travers Stakes, and rumor has it, you said there's only going to be 5 in the race? They're going to draw it today.
That's what they're talking about. They're talking about 5, maybe 6. That's horrible. I mean, for the Summer Classic, everybody is bucking sovereignty. They're pointing for the Pennsylvania Derby. Some horses, I guess, like Journalism, probably going to stay home and run in the Pacific Classic. So nobody wants any part of sovereignty, and it's going to be disappointing because a race like that is supposed to be a great. Listen, Sovereignty could put in a terrific performance, but who will he really be beating? If it's a field of 5, I mean, how exciting could?
And I got to tell you, the purse money is $1,250,000. I mean, and it's a very prestigious race, the Travers. Even if you have a 3-year-old at this time of the year that finishes 2nd or 3rd in the Travers, when you put that against the breeding, rights for him. A second in the Travers, especially in the year of 2025, when everybody knows that Sovereignty was the big horse of the year, means something.
Yeah, and if you remember Alan Jerkins, the great Alan Jerkins, always said if you have one horse to beat, you should not avoid the race. You should show up anyway, because anything could happen. So obviously no one's listening to that. And listen, all these other purses are big too. The Pennsylvania Derby, I believe, is also $1 million.
Yeah, sure.
So that's the problem. You'd rather have a shot to win a race, I guess, than to run second. But it's not nowhere near as prestigious as the Travers. And I think, that's just the way they do things, I guess.
Well, next Saturday.
But listen.
Next Saturday,
journalism showed up at every race this year, so you could not knock him at all because he didn't buck anybody. He ran in all 3 Triple Crown races, and opting for the Pacific Classic isn't exactly like ducking Sovereignty. It's like
well, it's going to be that'll be the first time you have a 3-year-old going against 4-year-old horses. The handicap division.
That's what I'm saying.
That will be important, sure. The Travers, by the way, is not a Breeders' Cup win in your in, but it's the most important race on Saturday. The Breeders' Cup win in your in races are the 4-Go, which is 7 furlongs for 4-year-olds and up. You got the Personal Ensign. That's a great one. Of course, we know Torpedo Anna will be in that one for the fillies and mares 4-year-olds and up. And you've got the Ballerina, a grade 1 on the, and that race is going to be at 7 furlongs. And talking about Alan Jerkins, the H. Alan Jerkins Memorial, which is a grade 1 for 3-year-olds that don't want to go against Sovereignty and the Travers, gets to go on the Jerkins at 7 furlongs. So this is going to be one hell of a Saturday at Saratoga.
The quality is certainly there. Let's hope the quantity and field size is there. You don't want to have a bunch of 5-horse races where you have Torpedo Anna at 2-5, Sovereignty at 1-9. I mean, you want races that you could bet. So while these are certainly quality fields, you need some quantity in them. That's the problem.
All right. Well, you go out and start recruiting for next weekend then. Anyhow,
Okay.
let's get some winners today.
Okay, Ralph, let's look at the second race today at Saratoga. And I like the number 3 horse in here, Looks First. This is a 4-year-old filly from the Roshan Semsada barn. This horse is listed at 8-1 on the morning line.
Wow.
Kendrick Carmoucherie rides. This horse had trouble at the start in all 3 of his last races. Blinkers go on today. Hopefully that makes the difference. Number 3, Looks First, upsets and wins today's second race out at Saratoga.
Yes, that second race is a short 6-horse field, but the morning line odds are 8-5, 5-2, 7-2, and 9-2, and your horse in that 6-horse field is 8-1. So it very well might hold a good price there, since all the money is going to be spread out of the other 4 horses in that race. But you like number 3, Looks First, and we hope he's first, and he looks great. The second race, number 3 at Saratoga.
Let's go to Del Mar, race 5 for radio play number 2, and it comes in the 5th race, 5 furlongs on the turf, and I love the number 1 horse in here, Yogi Boy, 6-year-old gelding from the Red Hot Mike Pipey barn. Every horse this trainer has sent out in the last 2 weeks has really run big. 6-1 on the morning line, Kazuchi Kimura aboard to ride. I think this horse works out a good trip in here from the rail. Number 1, Yogi Boy, wins today's 5th race out of Del Mar.
Now, the 5th race is the anchor in both the early pick 5 and early pick 4. It is a full field of 11 before any scratches. So at 6-1, you're probably going to hold that at 6-1 in the 5th race. The 1 horse, Yogi Boy, 5 furlongs on the turf, gets away good from the rail, and the shortest route to the winner circle, the 1, Yogi Boy, Kazuchi Kimura aboard on the 1 in the 5th race there at Del Mar at his websites. And we will take our break, and when we come back, Jonathan, you want to give a plug for your websites?
JONHARDOON.com.
You got it.
Thank you, Ralph.
All right, thanks a lot. We'll be back with Rich Eng. Don't go away.
Thank you, buddy.
There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans.
Everybody knows where the money's going, every single dollar. God bless you.
Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting t2t.org.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is high stakes and wild cards. This is family and tradition. This is everything on the line. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The South Point 400, a NASCAR playoff race, October 10th through 12th. Get your tickets now. LVMS.com.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Time to go out to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
All right, you know, you got to be excited about watching this crop of 2-year-olds both in Southern California out of that Bob Baffert gargantuan barn there, and some of the nice, well-bred and big races and performances we've seen from 2-year-olds on the East Coast as well. A lot of good 2-year-olds out there right now.
No doubt about it. That impressive win yesterday by It's Our Time, 17 lengths, Tom Amoss, and I'm pretty sure, Ralph, that as Jonathan said, that field is going to be loaded because there were some really high-priced, highly praised horses that were in that field. So the only thing I would worry about, from experience over the 40, 50 years of following horse racing, is sometimes young horses run too fast for their own good first time out of the box, and it's hard to replicate that, and it'll be interesting to see how he develops. Jonathan said the Champagne is next. That makes sense because the Hopeful is in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But, we still have horses like Ewing and Obliteration, maybe a couple others. Baffert's got the West Coast locked up. So we'll see what happens at the Breeders' Cup when all these horses converge.
I got to tell you, I mean, Baffert's got so loaded on the West Coast that he might have to send a 2-year-old, one or two of them out to the East Coast of Saratoga just to be competitive in the Hopeful.
Not a bad idea because, he has so many nice 2-year-olds. He's got to keep them separated.
Yeah, certainly. That's for sure. Well, we've got some picks from you today, and I understand you got a selection for us at Saratoga.
Yeah, we're going to try the first race again. Like yesterday, my horse ran third in the opener yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with the number 4, Abundant Love, in race 1 at Saratoga. This horse ran a better-than-look race. I actually played the horse that time. Had not an optimum trip from post 9 for Velasquez, but now draws post 4, and I think a little better trip, better racing luck. 4, Abundant Love in the first.
All right, first race post time, Pacific time is 10:10 this morning. Mile and 1/8 on the inner turf. You like the 4, Abundant Love. John Velasquez aboard at 3-1. Let's get off with a winner in the first race with the 4 horse at Saratoga. And I know you have a full sheet of handicapping at Del Mar, so we'll get your Del Mar pick now.
Yeah, race 5. I think Jonathan was in race 5, so we got a Siraco play right off the bat, Ralph, in his 5 furlongs on turf. I'm going to go with that turf maven, Hector Berrios, on the number 6 horse. Better Days Coming for Peter Miller. I think this horse should be able to sit and close. Number 6, Better Days Coming in the 5th.
All right, Better Days Are Coming. That's the 6 horse in the 5th race. Peter Miller and Hector Berrios get together there. That's also a Ship and Win horse as well. So the 6th and the 5th race. Yep. And with Jonathan having the 1 horse Yogi Boy there, I got a Sunday Siraco play, the 1661 Exacta box in the 5th. Final race in the early pick 5 and early pick 4. Full sheet of handicapping for Del Mar today for Rich Eng, available right now at the racedaylasvegas.com websites. Have a pleasant Sunday, Rich, and we'll talk to you on Wednesday.
Hey, thanks, Ralph. Good luck, everybody.
All right, you got it, my man. And we will take our final break, and when we come back, our closing act, John Lindo and Jerry Jackwitz. Don't go away.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style Paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
Hello everybody, this is Chris Andrews, the Sportsbook Director at the South Point Casino. Well, Friday, August 1st, we are opening our Games of the Year, 10 a.m. Here's the sheets. I put them out on Twitter so you can do your own handicapping, or come on in here and you can see what games, make your own numbers. By 10:30, I'll be on Sports by the Book. We'll talk about some of the early moves. We're going to have a lot of great games. Georgia and Texas, USC, and Notre Dame. LSU in Alabama, that's another big game. Come on in. We'll be booking these till the season starts right before Labor Day.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
All right, to close up this week's Race Day Las Vegas shows on a very interesting week of broadcasting for us, we now go out to Southern California where John Lindo's standing by. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. Yeah, it looks like the Gremlins are leaving the building at least. So far, so good.
Let's hope. We got, of course, on the 2 days that we're off, we're going to install some other new equipment as well to shore up a lot of stuff. But in any case, Bob Baffert is just, I mean, you know, he could fill the Del Mar Futurity field with just his horses.
Yes, he can. And he's going to have to, because I don't know if he's going to have any competition. I mean, he's got one wave after another, an army of good 2-year-olds. We'll see a couple more today. And it's just, you know, at this point, I haven't seen a lot of competition for him from the other guys out here in Southern California.
Did you happen to catch that race yesterday? The race, that 2-year-old that ran off the screen at Saratoga?
Sure did. She was very good. She got a 94 Beyer speed figure. It's our time. The only thing my only caveat, Ralph, is she moves like a sprinter. I don't know about 2 turns for her based on that. She's quick. She's got the quick feet, but I didn't really see that long stride that says, well, wait till she goes 2 turns. So she'll have to answer some questions for me. I'm looking forward to her next race when she goes a little further.
Well, Bob Baffert will unleash 2 more 2-year-old fillies maidens in the second race today at Del Mar in a short 6-horse field. He has Cherry Cider at 7-2 and Explora, I should say, at 7-5. And Explora, I guess, had a pretty good race her last race, right?
Explorer makes her debut today. Cherry Cider got beat a nose first time out, but Explorer is trained really well for this, and I think she's the one to beat it. You know, you just look to see who Juan Hernandez is riding. He's riding first call for the Baffert horses, and usually he gets his pick, and wherever he shows up, he's been a pretty good handicapper. They've been winning everything in sight.
Well, all I got to say is I do appreciate the fact that the jockeys contribute a lot to the racing, but in this particular case, when you're riding these 2-year-olds for Baffert, you are no more than the necessary package.
Just keep them out of danger, get them in the clear, and get out of their way, and you'll be just fine.
John, I know that you're backing off a little bit on extra stuff for Saratoga, but next Saturday's a big day. It's Travers Day. What's the Lindo report look like for next week?
I'll do the full Saratoga card next Saturday for Travers Day. They'll enter today on that. Obviously, a lot of interest from our customers at the South Point, so I'll do the full card there. I've just gotten really frustrated. Like today, for example, 19 scratches so far on the Saratoga card. I don't think it's fair to the customers if I handicap one card and a different card is what they have to deal with on race day. So, I wish it was a little bit more consistent, less changes going into the day of the races.
Yeah, not even a question about that. And then you have that dimension of if the brains come in and you get races off the turf and the main track onlys come in, et cetera, et cetera. There are a lot of variables that happen after you have the deadline to put out your sheet and this racing show in the morning to what actually happens in the afternoons or later on in the day, at least at Saratoga. It is somewhat difficult for trying to predict a little bit of ahead of time what's going on there. But Southern California, Del Mar doesn't seem to have that problem with the weather there, et cetera. So we got a full Lindo report for today at Del Mar. That includes, of course, selections in each and every race, a suggested late pick 4, and all that ship and win information, which is good because we had a winner yesterday. It was a ship and winner, and there's more ship and win horses here today at Del Mar. You have that covered as well, and all the goodie information, a complete comprehensive sheet. The Lindo report, available only in one place in this gaming capital, is here at the South Point. It is free of charge, complimentary to the horse players because they love horse players here. All right, John, let's get started with the pick.
Let's go down to race 8 today at Del Mar. In the 8th race today, number 3, Manchild, cuts back to a sprint. This is what he wants to do. He was part of a really fast pace going a route last time, and that's because his inside left rein broke down the backside, and they had a tough time keeping a hold of him. He ran pretty well without the equipment, So he was reclaimed two back by George Papadromo. Back to a sprint with some decent equipment here. I think we're going to see a better effort. 12-1 on the program. Number 3, Manchild, race 8 at Del Mar.
Yeah, when your reins break in on a horse, it's like your steering wheel breaking in your car. And just keeping control of a horse is the number one priority. So in the 8th race now with a good set of reins, number 3, Manchild, you figure is going to get the job done with Edwin Maldonado aboard. 8th race, the 3 at Del Mar is John Lindo's pick. And get the rest of the Lindo Report right now here at the South Point. It's going to be a fun week next week, John. We'll talk to you on Wednesday.
You got it, Ralph. Good luck today.
You got it, my man. And now let's go out to Jerry Jackowitz, who is sporting his Giants cap. Are you excited with the Giants in their preseason there, Mr.
What, 80-yard pass on the we haven't seen an 80-yard pass since Hector was a pup. It's not years. It's like goes back to Manning. That was incredible. Yeah, I'm excited about my Giants. I'm excited about my Raiders.
Okay. Well, the Raiders, they got beat in the last minute with a long field goal. But I got to tell you, I got to
see that stuff doesn't count.
Yeah, that's right. Preseason, what I see as far as their defense and most of the secondary that's sitting out there, the backups in the defense look good. So we're gonna and football's right around the corner. Remember, if you guys don't watch Sports by the Book on this at the South Point YouTube site, if you don't watch Sports by the Book when football gets started, that's the first bad beat you're going to have. You got to make sure you watch it. That's for sure. Hey, Jerry.
I mentioned Russell Wilson's 80-yard pass. You got that 30-yard pass that Geno threw in the first series to Brock Bauer. That was fantastic.
Yeah, they got their sea legs about them, and then they took them out and put the backups there, which is what preseason is all about. Hey, let's get started with the pick at Saratoga.
Okay, we're going to the first race. I like the first race right now. I'm into it. So I like Mystic Sea, the one horse from Billy Mott's barn. Third race of her career. She was in the 10 post last time. Kind of did a tour of the course. Now she's in the 1 post. I have a feeling she'll show more speed, hold her position, and race very well. I like the 1 an awful lot, 6-1.
Okay.
I'll take the 1 over the 237, reverse 237 over the 1. It's all about the 1. Good win place bet, in my opinion.
All right. In the first race at Saratoga, 10:10 a.m. first post Pacific time, you like the 1 Mystic Sea. The link-ups are 2, 3, and 7 and reverse. Rich Eng came with the play in that race, and it's not one of the horses you got covered. He likes the 4 Abundant Love in that race. So the Siraco play is the 1, 4, 4, 1 exacta box. Do you want to throw him in there, Jerry?
Oh, yeah. Now my play is the 1 over the 2, 3, 4, 7.
All right. You got it. The 1 over 2, 3, 4, 7 and reverse. Don't forget to reverse. The second Siraco play of the day, first race at Saratoga, box the 1, 4, 4, 1 in the exacta. Okay. Del Mar.
Okay, we'll go to the first race there as well.
Okay.
Just like we did yesterday.
All right.
Number 5, conducted somewhat of a similar idea on a young horse. This is a 2-year-old colt going to the turf for the first time, turf bred up and down, showed speed on the main track. It's just, you don't have to be brilliant to come up with this. Hector Berrios. If we get 2-1 or better, I'm playing. I'll take the 5 over the 3, 4, 7, and 9. Small reverses. I'm all about the 5. I love these plays.
All right. Hector Berrios on the turf is almost automatic when you have to put him in these races these days. In the first race, first post time, 2 o'clock this afternoon, you like the 5, conducted the 5. The link-ups are 3, 4, 7, and 9 and reverse. The 5's the key in the first. Jerry J's Power Pages for all of Del Mar and all of Saratoga are available at jerryjspowerpage.com. And he's got the feature plays, the stars, the pop-out keys, the V's, and all that other good stuff on his sheet there.
At Del Mar, our pop-out keys and feature play, they all came with 3 wins in 1 second. Just
yesterday? Yeah, good. All right. In any case, we'll wrap up today's show by, giving a high five to the Giants, the Raiders, and all of our watchers and listeners out there being patient all week long with some of our technical difficulties. Hope to have everything solved by next week, and we'll talk to you on Wednesday, hopefully. Jerry, say it.
Have a great race day, everybody.